into a really compelling matchup that almost has a throwback feel to the era when running backs dominated. Today, one of the best running back matchups you're going to see all season long. Two stars colliding here. Welcome to College Station, Texas, and Kyle Field, the legendary home of the Texas A&M Aggies. As we'll see a playoff team from last year, the Tennessee Volunteers, taking on a playoff team from last year, the Texas A&M Aggies. For EA Sports College Football, Chris Fowler, joined as always by Kirk Herbstreit. Kirk, let's get right to the action. The Aggies will kick it away to start us off. Trying to make a play from deep in his end zone. Will be tackled at the 18. That's good coverage there. Takes the toss, runs to his left. They try the middle, but gain nothing on that play. Fans around the country got their eyes on this matchup. This is going to be fun. It doesn't happen often enough in college football. An early season collision of top 5 teams.
Yeah, you love to see a test early in the year for the players and the coaches because you find out all that work you put in the summer. You think you got a good football team, and now you get a chance to go up against one of the top teams in the country. I'm just glad we're here to witness it.
Delivers from the pocket, complete over the middle.
You see more and more offenses in college football going with 3 receivers, and the slot receiver a lot of times can become the go-to guy. He gets mismatches against either safeties, a nickelback, or a linebacker walked out that you can take advantage of.
It's early, but this crowd is fired up. Listen to this noise here. This is going to be tough for the visitors today. Looking to scramble. Trying to create here on the move. Catch made on the right side. That's a big gain. Now play enough for a first down. The offense set up at the 43.
That's exactly what you want to see here from this offense. A big third down conversion. Offensive line did their job, giving a quarterback enough time. Great read, good execution, throws the ball accurately. And now you got some momentum going here on this opening drive.
It's a quarterback keeper. And he breaks the tackle on the way to a solid gain there.
Well, if there's a silver lining for the defense, at least this quarterback didn't get out and gash him for a first down. But now they've got options coming up here. I wouldn't be surprised to see if they go back to him again.
Direct snap. He breaks free. No stopping him on that one. Touchdown, Volunteers.
It was just a matter of time till this guy found a seam and took it to the house. Unbelievable job by the offensive lineman, allowing him to get to that second and third level. And with his kind of speed, no chance of bringing him down.
BAT is good. They jump in front, 7-0. So after putting up the touchdown, the kickoff team is out there to boot it away. It's Johnson. And he stopped with the 18. Returner trying to make a play, but a touchback would have been a better idea. First down, it's play action. Looking for the wideout. He's got a receiver wide open here. He's in the clear. Inside the 30. Crosses the 10. Touchdown, Texas A&M. He wins the foot race to the end zone. This guy
through it all. We've seen him go behind coverage and make plays downfield. We can see him catch the ball underneath, just like this. And when he catches a football, he is so dangerous after the catch. This one leads him into the end zone for the 6 points.
Point after, knocked right through. Kickoff team out there, they are fired up after just scoring a touchdown. He's going to return it from deep in the end zone. Oh, he's got a crease here. Look out. Get some blocks. Can he make it? Touchdown, Tennessee. He's going to score.
Chris, this is just complete effort by this special teams unit. Every single player true to their assignment, start to finish, end zone to end zone. What a play.
So they'll try to add to the lead now with the PAT. The extra point is good, so it's 14-7. Got momentum after scoring that touchdown. Now the kickoff team out there to kick it away. Zone. It's Johnson. Makes it to the 16. That's good coverage there. Texas A&M offense heads back out onto the field. This offense scorched the defense with a lightning strike, a one-play touchdown in the last possession. Let's see if they can duplicate that magic here. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Now the Aggies looking to crank up the tempo a bit. Trying to flex the ground game here. Running back takes the handoff. They'll tackle him out across the 20. Here comes the up-tempo offense. Play fake, looking to throw. He escapes the pocket. On the run here, lets it go. Grab near the sticks. It's Smith. Tackle made at the 37. That's a solid gain.
Boy, great recognition here by the quarterback, recognizing zone defense. Initially didn't have anybody open, but I love he's able to show that he's got enough athletic ability to get outside of the pocket and be able to make that nice throw for a big first down.
Defense reacts quickly, a very short gain on the play. Offense operating at high tempo now, no huddle. To throw, it's Hart. Moves out of the pocket. Finds a man downfield. That's a big gain to the right. They bring him down, but an explosive play by this offense. Big gain.
Huge gain here by Texas A&M on a perfectly thrown ball and a great play by the wide receiver on the back end. These Texas A&M receivers can hurt you with their speed and execution when they get the ball thrown downfield.
This Texas A&M offense is moving quickly down the field. Looking to throw it again. The sure hands. It's bombed. Touchdown, Aggies. That's how you finish a play. Simple throw, all the yards after the catch. Explosive play by the receiver to score.
Just a dynamic, athletic playmaker. As simple as you said, Chris, just throw him the football, he makes a catch, and then all the fireworks are after the catch, and this defense just unable to corral it.
So after putting up a touchdown, the kickoff team is out there and booted away. Doesn't bring the kick out. Touchback. They'll start at the 25. Here's a direct snap. The Wildcat look picks up a solid gain, but they're still short of the first.
What a great job to be able to establish some rhythm to an offense. When you can run the football like this, it just opens up the playbook. You can continue to run, you can go to play action, and really keep the defense on their heels when you can run the ball like this. Nice play.
They come to the line in the Wildcat formation. Defense got to be on alert here. Direct snap. Breaks clear over the right side. Can they chase him down? At the 10. All the way to the end zone. What a run. Touchdown. Vols.
Well, this is what this running back brings to the table for this offense. He's always one touch away from a huge play. And here he gets the ball, gets some space, and from there, no one's going to catch him on his way to the end zone.
Here's the point after attempt. PAT puts him in front by 7. Kickoff team out there, they are fired up after just scoring a touchdown. So it'll be a touchback, ball spotted at the 25. First play of the drive now from the 25. On the ground, it's Tatum. The sophomore with a strong tackle there.
Defense does a really nice job here of being able to contain that run game, held him just to 2 yards. Chris, to me, this changes the playbook a little bit now for the offense. The guy calling the plays at 2nd and 8, that's a different deal. Now he's got to probably thinking about going through the air instead of staying on the ground.
Tackle made after a nice pickup on the ball.
There you go. I love to see that fullback get involved. Take advantage of the defense, sometimes forgetting the fullback. Defenders rarely see offenses that look for the fullback out of the backfield, and here it pays off for a first down.
Good pass. Here comes a jet sweep. And he will be stuffed for no gain.
Man, I love a corner who has zero fear and just puts his face in the fan when making a tackle. Touch passes like this are a real test for any defense to show what kind of discipline they have. And this corner identifies the play and then makes a nice play to get that tackle for a loss.
Looking to throw. It's Hart. Gets the ball up as he's hit, but it's incomplete.
Anytime a quarterback's able to recognize a free rusher like that, that's what the check down is for. He has to recognize the protection issues quickly and pivot.
Drops back, needing a 3rd down completion here. Pop over the middle. It's Johnson. They bring down the receiver, but that's a nice gain on that play. The Aggies will come to the line on 4th down, looking to convert. On 4th down, they'll try and run for it. Oh, they stopped him short. What a 4th down play, and they will take over on downs now. Will the offenses continue to dominate, or will the defenses show up here as we begin the 2nd quarter? So here we go, first play of the quarter. The offense has a first down. Using the ground game here. Tailback has the handoff. going absolutely nowhere. That would be a loss of the play. Well, they don't block the defensive end, who shows some quickness, Kirk, getting around the edge that time.
Yeah, this guy's usually getting around the edge to put pressure on the quarterback, but he reminds everybody here that this guy's a complete package. Not only can he pressure the quarterback, but also he is very, very talented and shows you the physicality he has against the run as well.
Able to fight for a decent gain here in that running play.
These quarterbacks today in the college game are so athletic. They can beat you with their arm, obviously. Just when you think you have them figured out, they tuck the ball and go. I'd expect this defense to put in a spy to keep this quarterback from running.
The defense swarms to make a tackle for loss on that third down catch. And the Vols will bring their punt team on the field now. See if he can make something happen with the return. You can see he's a dangerous return man. They finally grab him, but he sets the offense up in pretty good field position. And here comes the Aggies offense back on the field. Last possession, they were stopped on fourth down, but it didn't cost him anything. And they put together something here. Dropping back, it's Hart. Caught in the backfield, it's Tatum. They stop him after a 6-yard gain, so 2nd and 4.
Wow, they get positive yards here. You have a sense that they wanted a little bit more with that pitch and catch.
Important 2nd down play coming up. And the quarterback looking to make a play through the air. That's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact. No flag. Brings up 3rd down.
Chris, I thought he had his hands on that football. I thought he was going to come down with it. But give the defense all the credit with a big hit to knock that ball loose.
After the incompletion, they'll come to the line for a 3rd and 4. Ball handed off. And the play is good enough for a 1st down. They'll move the ball to the 44.
Setting the tone early with good runs like this can really wear defense down and keep the defense guessing. That's why some of the best coaches of all time have primarily done it with great run games.
On the run here. Lets it go. He's got it in the open. Tackle made at the 36. It'll be 1st down. This offense in good position here.
Chris, how about this? I mean, there's nobody open initially. He rolls out to be able to get out of the pocket away from the pressure and eventually finds the big tight end for those positive yards in that 1st down.
It's a screen pass complete to the running back. To the 25. Oh, and he heads out of bounds after a really nice game there. And the Aggies come up to the line to crank the tempo up here. Someone on the line there moved a bit early. Offense gets a 5-yard penalty. And the head coach will decide to accept the penalty and take the yardage. Penalty makes it 1st and long. Again, thrown out of the RPO, and it's complete. Tackled quickly after the catch. He'll be short of the marker. Looking to pass. It's Hart. Looks to the left for a quick throw. Touchdown, Texas A&M. This offense is still clicking.
Well, this guy has a knack for the end zone, doesn't he? That's 2 touchdowns for this guy today, and I don't know if he's done yet.
Point after, up and good. And with that extra point, we're all tied up now in the 2nd quarter. Got momentum after scoring that touchdown. Now the kickoff team out there to kick it away. Out of the 25, no return attempted there. And the Volunteers' high-tempo offense is back out on the field. Last time was a quick 3-and-out, and they get a drive going this time. First play of the drive, they're going to throw the football. On the move now. Scrambling around now, looking downfield. Grab down the middle. It's Jackson. They bring him down, but it's a big gainer to the 47.
The defense is spread all over the field, creating some one-on-one matchups, and the quarterback makes them pay for it.
They'll come up in wildcat formation. Let's see what the call is. And it's a direct snap. That's a solid gain out of the wildcat, but not enough for the first down.
Man, the back gets a lot of the attention here, and he's a good back. I love to see that offensive line win the battle of the line of scrimmage.
Direct snap. Look out, room to run here. And they try the middle, but stuck for no gain.
Well, the defensive line does their job eating up those double teams, freeing up the backers to make the play.
And it's a wildcat look here as they try to convert on third down. Defense has got him, but that wildcat wrinkle earns enough to get the first down.
Nice first down run here by this running back, and these are the kind of situations on third and short that you can gain a lot of momentum, or it can kill a drive and kill the confidence of an offense. Here they pick up the nice first down, which is great, new set of downs, but it also gives you a lot of confidence and you can wear that defense down psychologically.
Well, they run it right into a blitz, and that linebacker was coming downhill, Kirk.
Man, what a time to call that blitz here by the defensive coordinator. And you're right, he shoots right through that A-gap. Really, the back had nowhere to go. By the time he got the ball in his hands, the linebacker's right in his face.
And it's a direct snap. Now, when he's getting boxed in, the defense not at all fooled by the wildcat look.
Chris, textbook job by the defense surrounding the runner and preventing that play from being bounced to the outside.
Now in third and very long, looking to throw. Quick throw, testing the middle. Downfield shot, falls incomplete. Couldn't quite connect there.
Hey, it's an incompletion, but it's a nice job by the quarterback. I know it didn't pan out, but the most important thing is he didn't turn the football over and he didn't take a sack. It'll give your kicker a chance to put some points on the board if they opt for the field goal here on fourth down.
So they'll send out the field goal unit to give it a shot here from very long distance. They're going to trust the kicker from 56 yards out. Let's see if he's got the distance. Makes it look easy. And they've regained the lead. So after the field goal, the kicker out there again to boot it away.
Boy, this guy has such a strong leg. No problem. Up into the net from 50 plus.
And he's brought down to the 16. They've been better off leaving it in the end zone for a touchback. So here we go. First play of the drive, under 2 minutes before halftime. He gets loose. He's stopped, but he gets out across the 25-yard line. Fresh set of downs for the offense. First down. Dropping back, it's Hart. He'll take a deep shot. And it's hauled in, catch made way downfield. They drag him down after a big gain. Ball moved all the way to the 38.
What a huge play for this offense as this half is coming to a close. Here's where we've got to get a little greedy because what seemed like a drive where you're happy to maybe come up with 3 points, now you've got a real shot to maybe put the ball in the end zone.
Looking for his big tight end. Caught over the middle. It's Armstrong. They make the tackle, but all the way down to the 17.
With that completion right there, this quarterback now has gone over 300 yards in this game. What a day.
Texas A&M getting set with a 1st and 10 now. Quarterback making some changes at the line. From inside the red zone, they're looking to throw. Quick throw misses his mark there, incomplete.
I think he predetermined where to go with his football. Really didn't give himself a chance to work through his progressions, locked into his primary, tried to force it in there, and it doesn't work out.
tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 2. Defense spends their second timeout to try to regroup.
Timeout, Tennessee.
Offense been in reverse here. Now a long way to go to convert this third down. Out of the gun now on third down. The pass rush closing in. The pass is off target. He got hit as he threw as the third down pressure worked.
We finally see a change-up from this defense. It has been a long game for this defensive coordinator. A lot of touchdown passes. They finally find a way to affect the timing between the quarterback and his receivers by getting pressure.
They're going for it, but the offense needs 13 yards on this fourth down. Obvious false start there, moving too early. Pretty easy call for the head coach. He will accept that penalty, of course. So now on fourth down, out comes the field goal unit. He got it. The field goal's good. And that will tie the score as halftime approaches.
I was watching this guy in pregame. He's got a strong leg. I'm surprised here he's able to put 3 points up here for the offense.
So they settled for 3, and now the kickoff. We'll see if the opposing offense has enough time to answer before halftime. And the kickoff goes out the back of the end zone, so a touchback. First play of the drive now from the 25. Handoff heading left. They test the middle and get stuck. That is just not open for business today. They'll have to hurry now. Second down with the clock ticking. Offense looking to throw the ball. He lets it rip. That one falls incomplete. Looking for a flag. Doesn't get it. Brings up third down.
What a hit there by the defender. Tough for the receiver to hold on to the football when he has that kind of contact. Good, clean play by the defense.
Offense facing a third and long from the 25. What's the call going to be? Dropping back, looking to throw for the first down. Looking deep downfield to the left. Intercepted, picked off by the defense. Could take it all the way. He'll be taken down, but after a good return.
Well, they're rewarded for going to this nickel package, getting more awareness on the field with that fifth defensive back, and a nice job of coming up with this interception.
So they start the drive looking for some late fireworks here, less than 30 seconds before halftime. Receiver in motion now. Back to throw. It's Hart. Deflected by the defense and incomplete.
Some players just have a real knack for timing their jump, and that defender was able to get a big paw on the ball and bat it away.
Incomplete, so it's second down and 10. And the pass is way off the mark. Not sure who he meant to throw that ball to. They don't want to waste this good field position, but it's third down and long. Receivers now getting some new assignments before the snap. Drops back, looking to throw for it on third down.
Well, the defense picks the right time to get after this quarterback. Third down, critical down and distance. Do a good job of dialing things up and good coverage downfield. He didn't have anywhere to go with the ball.
The Aggies will have to kick this away. First punt of the game now, looking to pin him back deep. The returner is brought down. There is a flag on the field, so we'll check out this call. And the head coach will decide to accept the penalty and take the yardage. So the offense takes the field in the final seconds of the half. Chance for just a couple more plays. And he's going to stretch the defense, taking a deep shot here. And it's incomplete. Just 5 seconds left on the clock now.
Well, the name of the game for this defense is to pressure this quarterback as often as you can, and that's exactly what they've been able to do here in this first half. It looks like they've got him rattled a bit, as that pass should have been his second interception in the first half alone.
This will likely be the last play of the half. Quarterback looking to throw it on second down. Looking for his big tight end. Diving grab. What a play by that receiver. Miller's going to wrap up the first half here. Let's kick it now to Kevin Connors with our halftime update. The Vols will kick this deep to begin the second half. Bringing it out, it's Johnson. Tackled at the 14. Not very good field position to start here. Here comes the Texas A&M offense back on the field. They're looking for some points to jump on top here as we get the third quarter going. Stopped right there at the line, no gain. And the Aggies will come to the line to run the hurry up. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw it. Scrambling, now he'll make the throw. Pass ball is incomplete. There was a lot of contact, no penalty. Brings up third down. They come to the line, a long way to go for the first down, but needing this crucial conversion right now. Back to pass. It's Hart. Pressure is coming. No idea what he was trying to do there, but the end result, it's going to be a safety. Wow. So following the safety, it's a free kick. They'll boot it away from the 20. And he'll lead the kickoff right there. We'll start from the 25. They come to the line in the Wildcat formation. Defense got to be on alert here. Direct snap. Defense ready for the Wildcat. Just a short gain. The game makes it second and medium. Drops back from the shotgun, looking for an open man. Grab near the sticks. It's Davis. Tackle made after a big play all the way to the 27.
Well, this is what you see all over college football and even up, obviously, in the NFL. These tight ends are really recruited as big receivers, and they can get one-on-one matchups, and they've got speed after the catch. This is a short throw. You can see what he does after the catch, and he is a tough matchup for whether it's a safety, a nickel, or a linebacker.
Second down after that run in the previous play. They'll hand it off. And a decent gain there before the defense brings him down.
I know this defense worked very hard at halftime to come up with answers on how to try to slow down this running back after the big first half. And he's already at it again.
Third down, out of the shotgun. Running out of time in the pocket. Incomplete. As good as he threw the ball, that's a big third down defensive play.
I see what the quarterback's trying to do here. He's holding on to that football to the last possible second to give that play a chance. But he held it just a little bit too long, and the defense is able to hit him to force that incompletion.
The decision is not to go for it on fourth down. Here comes the field goal team. Oh, he missed it. Off target that time. So after the miss, it's still a 2-point lead.
That's a missed opportunity for some points here. The way they were moving the football, I thought maybe a touchdown, at the very least 3 points, but instead, he shanks it.
It's an RPO. The quarterback gets it out quickly. Receiver brought down after a short pitch and catch.
Man, I love these big receivers. This time he's able to use his big frame to almost box out the defender on that slant route. If you've got good timing, and this is hard to stop.
Quarterback making adjustments now to what the defense is showing. Looking downfield, it's Hart. Gets made on the out route. They make the tackle there, but a penalty marker is on the field. Let's see what that's about. Oh, would have been a big momentum shift with that play, but the penalty negates it. Offense getting set. Second down play here. You snap it. Quarterback looking to throw the ball. It's incomplete. He was hit as he threw that time. And now third down coming up. We'll see if the offense can move the chains off that incompletion. Looking to throw it on third and very long. Grab down the middle. It's Tatum. The defense stops him short of the marker, so it's fourth down coming up. And that completion, Kirk, puts him over 300 yards passing today.
Yeah, anytime a quarterback has a day like this, really it all has to come together with the offensive line play, the receivers running these great routes, and he's just in sync. He's kind of in that zone right now. He'll be the first one to tell you how much his teammates have helped him out today.
Wildcat formation. Let's see what the call is. Defensive backs up at the line, showing press. And it's a direct snap. Breaks free. And he's in the clear down the right side. End zone ahead. The 10. Touchdown, Volunteers. He would not be denied. They couldn't get him to the ground.
What a long run for the touchdown. I don't know if this defense was caught sleeping or walking in mud. I can't pick which one. Maybe it's both, because the running back just went right by them so easily for the big gain and a big-time score.
Extra point puts him up 9 now.
That makes the score. Tennessee 33, Texas A&M 24.
So after putting up the touchdown, the kickoff team is out there to boot it away. Fielded in the end zone. It's Johnson. Tackled at the 14. Not very good field position to start here. And here comes the Texas A&M offense back on the field. They were held to a quick 3-and-out last time, looking to put together a positive drive here. To throw, it's Hart. Delivers quickly to the left side. Caught on the outside, it's Johnson. That's a big gain before he goes out of bounds. It'll move the sticks, more than enough for a first down.
Boy, great throw here by the quarterback and a big gain here for Texas A&M's offense. A great route by the wide receiver and the ability to go up and make a play. Boy, they've had some great ones over the years.
And he'll be smarter right at the line for no gain. The Aggies will hustle to the line to crank the tempo.
Boy, how about this defense? Just so physical against the run. These guys have not been able to do anything on the ground, and it's because of that defensive line.
The ball is picked off.
Now they come out in that nickel package, and the move pays off, gives them an extra defensive back on the field, a little bit more speed and awareness, and it pays off with this big interception.
Tennessee's offense back out on the field now. The last possession was a one-play touchdown drive on the ground. See if the offensive line can continue to create some big lanes. And the senior able to make the stop after a short gain.
Nice job here of controlling the line of scrimmage by this offensive line. The back does what he needs to do to get positive yards on first down.
Throwing off play action. Rolling to his left outside the pocket. On the run, he'll let it go. And he's picked off, threw it across his body, and paid the price. They tackle him after a short return, but they get the football back and set up shop near midfield.
What a play by the defense. Really, the only way they can get back into this game is to create a turnover. They get an interception, and they're in business.
Looking for a gap. It's Tatum. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1. Quickly behind the sticks here after the loss. 2nd down and 11.
Well, here we are in the second half, and this run defense is living up to their billing as a top 10 run defense. This running back can't get anything going and is still yet to break 20 yards on the ground for the game.
See what the call is on 1st and 10.
Man, this wide receiver has been a difference maker in this football game. He's got 2 touchdowns already. Now they look to him again, and he picks up the first down.
Oh, downfield catch made on the left side. Touchdown, Aggies. This offense cannot be stopped.
Well, if you're going to give it to him, he's going to take it. That's his 3rd touchdown today against this defense. Whether they play zone or they play man, he's finding ways to win matchups and get the ball to the end zone.
And the extra point was up and good. Here comes the return from deep in the end zone. To be tackled at the 17. Strong job by the coverage team.
Tennessee offense will take over 1st and 10.
They come to the line in the Wildcat formation. Defense got to be on alert here. Direct snap. He shreds the tackle. Defense not fooled by the Wildcat look. Just a short gain on the play.
Hey, listen, you don't always have to have big plays to be successful. It's a nice, solid gain here. Keeps you on schedule, and you get ready for that next play.
And it's a direct snap. Breaks free. He's got the first down and still motoring. Breaks into the clear. At the 20. Inside the 10. And it's a long-distance house call. Touchdown, Tennessee.
Wait, Chris, 1, 2, 3. This is his 4th rushing touchdown in this game alone. This guy has a chance to not only be player of the game, maybe player of the week in the whole sport.
Now the all-important extra point. And the kick is up and good. They tack on a point to their lead. Looks like a player is down injured at that last play. They'll take a timeout while they check it out. So no return here. He takes him in the end zone, and they'll begin the drive at the 25. And the first play of the drive now from the 25. Looks like the QB is changing the play at the line. Caught over the middle. It's Johnson. They bring him down, but that's a good play. Moves the ball to the 39. And the Aggies looking to crank up the tempo a bit. They flip it to him on the jet sweep. Solid gain, moves the ball to a 43. Offense getting set. It's 2nd down. Scanning the field. It's Hart. The receiver makes the grab. And that stiff arm will help earn him the first down. The Aggies come to the line to start a fresh set of downs.
Boy, this quarterback's doing a great job of just managing the game. Nice throw, good completion on a first down, and he's already got a play call. He's ready to snap the ball again.
Try to run it up the middle, but get nothing. Looks like a man is down on the field after the last play, so we'll take a timeout. 2nd down after that run on the previous play. Here's the snap. Quarterback drops back. Looking deep to the right side. Caught inside the red zone and still running. You make the tackle right. He gains enough to make the first down in what should be the last play of the 3rd quarter. Kirk, it's Tennessee on top as we take a break for the quarter. We've reached the end of the 3rd. Time is running out to cut into this lead. Let's check out the game stats. go on. We're set now for the fourth quarter. Who is going to make the crucial plays to take home this W? Back at it to start the quarter. Offense getting set to run a first down play.
Here we go.
Off the play fake, looking to throw. And he drops it. Can you believe it?
Oh, that is a tough drop for the offense. This tight end is normally very reliable as an option down here in the red zone. And if the quarterback can't depend on him in these situations, it can really limit what you can do as an offense.
Here's the handoff. Brought down at the 3. That was a solid run. And the Aggies will line up here on first down and goal.
Texas Aggies.
Keep it on the ground, trying to power in for the touchdown. And he busts into the end zone. Touchdown, Texas A&M.
Boy, Chris, how about the blocking on this touchdown run? The effort and execution combined with the vision of the running back, everything just working in concert together.
PHC is good. They still trail, though. I believe they're lining up to attempt an onside kick. On the hands team, all over that to make the recovery. They'll come up in Wildcat formation. Let's see what the call is. Direct snap. Oh, and he's going backwards. The Wildcat look did not for this defense at all.
Chris, as you know, the reason this team has such a nice lead today is the day that this guy has had running the football. But that time, finally, the defense comes up with an answer for it.
Running play goes backwards, makes it second down and 12 now. Sticking with the running game. Defense stops him, but that's a solid game.
I'll take that every single time. Offensive line does a nice job up front. This back's vision and ability to get positive yards by lowering his pads on full display right there.
Now it's third and long for this offense. Football right at midfield. Dropping back, looking to throw for the first down. Deflected, and the defense forcing the incompletion, brings up fourth down.
Chris, to me, it looks like the quarterback here on this third down is a little bit undecided on the coverage. Looked to be uncomfortable in the pocket. This play never really had a chance to be completed against zone coverage.
Rolling the dice a bit, up one possession and going for it on fourth down. There's the snap. Quarterback setting up to throw. Looking for his big tight end. Finds a man to the left. Big catch downfield. Brought down after the catch, but the gain moves the ball to the 30.
Oh, the defense blows an opportunity. You get them to fourth down, a chance to get the ball back to your offense, and instead it's a first down, and now this one could be over.
The Wildcat look doesn't get much that time, just a few on the play. And the player is down injured after that last play. We'll take a timeout or they check him out. They come to the line in the Wildcat formation. Defense got to be on alert here. And it's a direct snap. Defense ready for the Wildcat. Just a short game.
You know, in the era that we live in right now, everybody wants to spread the field around, try to create space, try to create one-on-one matchups, and the defense is countered over the years by trying to play out wide. But here's a great example. The defense has the ability to play wide, but still be solid at the line of scrimmage and not give up big run plays.
Crucial play for both offense and defense. We'll see what we get here on 3rd and 4. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Makes the grab. It's Smith. They make the stop, but it'll be 1st and 10 now from the 18.
Oh, that one really hurts for this defense. They get these guys to 3rd down, a chance to maybe get them off the field, and they give up a 1st down late in the game. The clock will continue to roll.
The Volunteers pick up enough yardage to move the sticks. Here comes a throw from the red zone. Bringing pressure. Grab down the middle. It's Porter. Brought down just short of the end zone. It'll be 1st and goal from the 1.
I just continue to be in awe of this offense. Even with the lead, these guys are going to play for 60 minutes. They do not let up. Here they are. Typically, you want to run the football here to work the clock, but these guys stick to the game plan and keep throwing the football, trying to get more yards.
They'll come up in Wildcat formation. Let's see what the call is. Direct snap. They test the middle there, but get nothing.
Well, that's what we call assignment football by the defense. They took away the back inside, and there's a perfect play to be able to stop an athletic quarterback on the option.
And now it's the defense that calls timeout here, trying to get organized and preserve as much clock as possible. They come to the line in the Wildcat formation. Defense got to be on alert here. DB's looking to jam the receivers at the snap. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Vols.
Well, that's an example right there of what vision and patience and ability can do for a running back. He was on a mission to get into the end zone, and really, he made it look easy.
DAT is good, so the lead is 9. Kickoff team out there, they are fired up after just scoring a touchdown. Well, he thought about coming out, but instead takes a knee and bring the football to the 25-yard line. And the Texas A&M offense heads back out onto the field. Desperate times here. They need points, and they have to score quickly. Play action here on 1st down. He lets it go on the move. He makes the grab. Tackle's made, but not before he makes the 43-yard line. This drive is going now.
Great job by the quarterback with an accurate throw against man coverage for a 1st down. Overall, by the entire group, good execution by this offense.
To the air, it's Hart. Finds an open target on the left side. That completion sets up a 2nd down play. Quarterback sets up, looking for an open man. He escapes the pocket. Caught over the middle. It's Armstrong. He's brought down, but not before crossing midfield to the 42. Well, the numbers are just getting ridiculous. I'm not sure this quarterback knows it, but he's very close to a 500-yard passing game now, Kirk.
This guy is having an unbelievable day in this poor defense. They look like they're playing in quicksand. He's just one step ahead of them every single play, just carving them up, making every single throw that's asked of him. What a masterclass performance. Everything about this play tells you about today's offenses and what they're asking out of their running backs. You can't just be a guy who runs the football anymore. You have to be able to catch it as well, and he didn't do a very good job of it on this play.
Quarterback looking to pass here on 2nd down. Grab down the middle. It's Bond. And the defense swarms not much of a a gain on that completion. They get to the line in a hurry here for this third down. Looking to chuck it again. Looking for his back. It's complete. Big-time conversion to keep the drive going. First down now from the 30.
This is a big conversion by this offense. They're down now in the second half. Probably limited opportunities at this point in the game. Every chance you get your hands on the ball, you need points. They keep this drive alive right here.
Physical defending. That one falls incomplete. Brings up second down. Following the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 30. Quarterback appears to be changing the play. To the air. It's Hart. Caught quickly. They bring him down to the 16, but they move the football into the red zone. First down. They move the 6, but hurry to the line here on first down now. Snapping it from the red zone now. Looking to throw. It is intercepted. Brought down after a short return, but the pick sets up his offense.
Oh, Chris, the offense could not afford to throw that interception down by a couple scores. Every series matters. Every opportunity in possession, you need points on the board, and to throw a pick, you just wonder how many chances more they'll get.
They'll come up in wildcat formation. Let's see what the call is. And it's a direct snap. We'll try to run inside, but nowhere to go.
That back just had nowhere to go. Got to give credit to the defense and their run fits on that play.
Second down play coming up for this offense. Grab behind the line. It's Davis. And he's brought down, but he does have enough for the first down. The Volunteers will hustle to the line to run the hurry-up offense. Looking to throw it on first down. What a catch! Tackle is made, but that's good for a first down of the 47. With that, they should be able to hold on, Kurt, and they prevail in this early season showdown. Never sure at this point how much the rankings mean, but this lower-ranked team came in here and showed they're the better side.
Anytime you can pull off an upset like this over such a highly ranked team, obviously will help your resume and I think build some confidence that should carry over the rest of the year.
And it's hauled in. What a catch. And the offense calls timeout with 17 seconds left.
What a gain here. Big play for this offense. The quarterback and receiver just seem to be in sync. Tough on that corner to try to make a play on that ball.
And the Volunteers line up on 1st and 10 now. From the shotgun, he's probing the secondary. Looking to scramble. Taking a shot deep toward the end zone. Makes the catch. Can he get in? And he steps out of bounds just short of the end zone. The game is in hand here, but the offense looking to inflict more punishment here in the final seconds. They'll try to run this one in. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1. Now a timeout is taken with just 5 seconds remaining. Ball moved back to the 4 for 2nd and goal. Play fake, looking to throw. Moves out of the pocket. Launching one to the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Volunteers.
Oh, and that's another touchdown for this offense. They continue to go out there and battle. I want to see what this handshake's going to be like after the game. I don't know how the opposing coach feels about this late score.
Well, this is a stunner. It's a football team that walked in here with that number 1 attached to their name, and they got humbled today. Just blasted.
I love that you said walked into this game because that's how they played throughout the entire football game, and they got embarrassed. This was a statement today by this winning team and really a declaration to the entire college football world.
And that's going to wrap it up. For Kirk Herbstreit, I'm Chris Fowler. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.